Okay, so Mr. AG Snakeman is being a lazy sack and hasn't been around for the last week. It's now Thursday. Uh, Going to get the engine back in here, and as you can see, I gave it a quick shot of flat black. So, yeah, kind of just hides it. And, yeah, you just did that on purpose so you get in my video, Mr. Drive Shaft Drew. You did, didn't you? Yeah. I know. Well, I got my gaskets, my seals, and everything, and going to slap her back together and see if we could get a couple rips out of her. Well, the base gasket on this side here was blown out, clearly leaking. I thought that was originally just dripping down from the head, but no, that gasket was destroyed. I was going to pull it apart, check out the crank seals and everything, but to be honest, if I pull it apart, the center seal, and yeah, I'm kind of lazy. I'm going to guess all that wet stuff there is just from the top end. I do got the full seal set. I actually have a second gasket set. I ordered 2 gasket sets at the exact same time. This is sitting here because I still haven't made a review on it. So that's going to be coming in the next day or two. So, yeah. I think I'm just going to throw together a top end. I can always pull the clutch, change that gasket after. I'm not worried about the center one. Because it was technically still running and firing on both cylinders. But I still got to check the other sides of the pistons. This here, barely even feel that. All the rings are nice and free. So, but, finish cleaning this up and start slapping on the heads and cylinders. Well, cylinders are installed, heads installed. That Healy coil did come out, which is sitting somewhere on the end of my compression tester. Nope. Sitting right here. So I'm going to file down the one side a little bit here, or the top a bit. I'm going to cram her in there with some good old-fashioned Loctite and just use that to do a compression test. Almost burnt out that old-fashioned drill. But yeah, compression tested great. Just checking out the electricals on here. This condenser is pretty loose, so I'm going to tighten that up, even though the bolt's all the way tight. So have to do that. And other than that, everything looks good there. I'm not going to pull off the flywheel or check any of that shit. So, because I know it was firing on both cylinders. But I am going to clean this up and put something in there to make it a little bit tighter so it gets a good ground. And probably wait till tomorrow and get Adam to install the engine. So, have to wait and see. Decided to give my spark plug wires 1/4 inch trim. They're actually a little bit starting to corrode, so they weren't that bad. I do have a brand new set of NGK, the race style ones that are all red and fancy looking, but they're in that far back box right there, and I don't feel like getting up there to get it. Or actually might be in that white box. So nope, not going to bother with those. Just run the shitty stock ones. One's the thread on, or the push on type, and one has the thread, so whatever. Good enough for this machine. Oh, if anyone's asking how much I'm into it for, I think the gasket set was under 40 bucks. So, of course, I'm not going to be using a lot of that, just intake gaskets. And, well, really, the only thing I'm not going to use is the seals. And I do actually have a new O-ring. Actually, it's kind of a flat O-ring for this. So, have one of those guys, too. So, I ordered 2 gasket kits to see which one would get here faster. And that was local. And I paid extra, which they actually ended up refunding me to get it overnighted in because I wanted to have this done for last weekend. And yeah, it ended up coming late by about 4 days. So, because it didn't make it by Friday. So, the one on eBay actually came quicker. So, well, got the engine in place here. Still got to line it up a bit better. Have to wait until I get some stuff back together. And yeah, I had a bungee cord holding my hood and it decided to let go. Quite literally. It was holding fine, had a lot of tension, and all of a sudden now the hood's down. And I got some new fractures in there, and yeah, it's flexing it pretty good. So if I really cared about this hood, I'd probably be smart to put something underneath it to stop it from flexing, or just take it right off. Or hook up that wire right there, back to the cylinder head. But yeah, Adam again is not here today. I'm not going to do any starting up today. It's already too late, so I'll probably wait till tomorrow. And it's -30 outside, so I don't really exactly want to go test it today. Okay, so engine's bolted in, and I'm just about to change the throttle cable, because if you look here, it's starting to actually collapse and pull itself in. So, and it's broken here. But it's also pretty well destroyed on here. So I did pick up a new throttle cable. It was 15 bucks at the dealership. So brand new throttle cable. And just changing that out. Gave the carb a full cleaning. So it's just ready to go back on if it'll ever focus. And other than that, just aligned the clutches there. And just getting ready to put on the carb. I'm going to see if I have an air filter that'll fit it, even though I'm not too worried about running it without. But mind you, it is a lot of dirt in here, so. And other than that, for today, I'll probably throw on the carb, put on the air filter, and call it a night. So don't think I'll get a chance to throw on the exhaust yet or the belt cover. Holy crap, look who finally woke up.
Oh fuck off, I was up way before your ass.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so me and Mr. Adam just went and got some food, smoking a little bit of stuff.
I'm waking up to take my truck out of the garage so you can do your project.
Yeah, it makes it a bit easier. And yeah, I guess you're kind of pissed at him that I threw the motor together.
You just should have been ready for once. You should have put it all together.
Ah, man, I wanted freaking didn't want to play games, man.
Where's the exhaust? Put that bitch in.
It's right there, buddy.
Well, let's get it.
There you go, buddy. There's the exhaust. There's the exhaust. There's a spring. And we'll probably just use aluminum wires if we need to tighten it up. You need the header pipe first.
No.
Yeah.
No, this was in first.
Buddy, okay, have fun. Yeah, just have fun. We'll see if you can figure it out. Well, she's almost out of fuel, but... The clutch needs a little bit of TLC, but... Well, yeah, we gotta get some fuel in her. She's sucking some air and leaking a few spots, but... Yeah, the freaking primer bulb here, freaking was sucking when the engine was running. It was just sucking the fuel out of the tank through the primer system, so I had to disconnect that. We'll just give it a good old redneck prime. So... Well, okay, I guess pretty much was clean up. I'll just block off that other line. We'll bring some Start You Bastard, even though it won't need it, and see what happens.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think I might take a look at the clutch first, too.
Yeah,
Might just need some...
Excited.
Why?
You just do. You're yelling.
Oh, I'm not yelling. I'm just used to talking over the freaking sound of the engine. Okay. Freaking Adam's shaking, man. He's that anxious to get this thing going. Now, you got the rating facing you the right way?
Yeah, I do now.
Okay.
You guys laughed at me.
There you go. Well, I just gotta tie off this line here. I'm gonna count that air bubbles everywhere in the line as either a fuel leak or just very low on fuel. It doesn't even show up on the dank stick, so yeah. Oh, and we're not gonna bother with the air filter this time because we're not gonna do any real riding. I'll spray everything under the hood down with some nice lubricating oil to keep the dust down under the hood. We got to still put on the vent for the hood here. And we'll go see if we can destroy this son of a bitch. Right, Adam?
Yeah, that's right.
She's back together. Everything's on it. Adam asked, how do you mix fuel? I told him to figure it out. If he blows it up, he blows it up, man. We got 10 liters of premium. Huh? Don't, Dad, shut up. You can't help him.
You didn't.
We can't help him.
How many liters we got?
Here's a hint. You might want to keep the cap on it when you're tilting it to read it.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Maybe I'll keep this camera on. And right here's an update on the Yamaha Banshee. Yes, I do got a bunch of parts, and I'll just quickly go over a few issues. And will you focus? And I guess everyone can kind of guess what this is. But this is not the crank that was meant to come with the kit. This is a generic crank that doesn't even have a brand name on it. This is a generic gasket that doesn't even have a brand name on it. So I will be sending this crank back. I already talked to the seller. He already said send it back. He'll be sending me a new one. Basically, he claims this is his in-house brand, so whatever. I don't like running anything without a brand name, any China-made equipment. So the gasket set, I probably will, really out of here, all I need is the clutch cover gasket, so I might run that, but chances are I'll go out and buy a better one. Water pump gasket I will not be using, because that's going to come with the aftermarket high flow water pump that I got on order. And here's the throttle cable that came in a kit here. Cylinder head, the domes, which I already had everything out of the wrap. That's why it's all packed just kind of loose here. Here's the cylinder, and underneath here is the pistons here, the max load bearings, some random fuel line. This is the head bolts here, seals. There's the right there. Under here is a gasket for the head. And just give me a second here. And right here's the head. Cylinder. You can see there is a little chip out of here. So I don't know if there's any cracking yet. I never took a good look at it. But depending on the chip, it might be going back also, because I got to send back the crank anyway. So, and that porting work there doesn't really look the nicest, so I'll probably touch that up also. So, and again, this is just a little bit of an add-on to the end of just setting up the snowmobile video, getting it ready to go, and next video that you guys see after this one will be the test drive.